What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here in the World of Juice channel. Welcome back to the Chicago Bears. That's last year. Welcome back to the Buffalo Bills Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on the channel, here on Madden 21. We are finally here. We are finally at the off season of season number 1. And there's been a lot of turnover, a lot of change that I got to catch you up on. From the end of the season, the end of the regular season and postseason to now the off season. So let's get right into it. Let's dive straight into it. If you guys are super excited for the off season, make sure to smash the like button and notification bell and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll see you guys in the off season. I'm just kidding. We're already there. But I got to show you guys the turnover. Obviously, the most important one, Drew Brees has retired after season 1, winning a Super Bowl with the Buffalo Bills. He has retired, so that is a little bit annoying, but we'll just have to get over it. It is what it is. Drew Brees is a little bit... He was getting old, but I was hoping to get at least 2 seasons out of Drew Brees, but just like in the Bears series last year, Matt Ryan retired after year number 1, or at least he just vanished from our team after 1 year, so I don't know what happened to him. But Adrian Peterson also gone, retired from the league, so we lost our quarterback and our running back. Larry Fitzgerald retired, gone from the team, so we lost our number 2 wide receiver. We still have all 3 of our tight ends. Our entire offensive line is good, except for I didn't check. Yeah, Jason Peters is not here anymore, so that's not good. Still have Reggie White. Still have our defense intact. Alden Smith is here. Sheldon Richardson's still here. Sean Lee is here. Clay Matthews did retire. I saw that as well. Our middle line. Who was our middle linebacker last year? That's the Broncos. Who was our middle linebacker last year? Why am I blanking on the middle linebacker? Who was our middle linebacker? And who was our free safety? Wow, I'm going to have to go. Adam Vinatieri's still here, obviously. 48 years old. We're going to get a new kicker soon. But I, for some reason, cannot remember who our middle linebacker and free safeties were. But they both are gone, not here anymore. So we're gonna have to build this team up. Oh, it's gonna be tricky. We have a ton of money to spend. Obviously, the cap is not existent, so I'm not gonna go crazy with how much money I'm throwing around to free agents. But I am gonna bring in some free agents to help this team out. So I haven't looked at the free agent roster, so let's check and see who we got here. Melvin Gordon is the highest rated free agent. Quarterbacks. We're probably going to draft a quarterback. So signing a quarterback just as a third string maybe, and then putting Jalen Hurts back on the practice squad is probably the move. So nobody down here. Nobody. Nobody down here. Jordan Love's got an offer from the Titans. So the Titans quarterback isn't there anymore, or at least as a backup. Mariota's got some offers from the Chargers and Chiefs. RG3, Vikings, Falcons, Cowboys. Winston, Niners, Eagles, Raiders. Tannehill doesn't have any offers? That's a little strange. I'll put an offer in on Tannehill. I'll give him a 1-year deal. We might have to pay him a decent amount of money for the 1-year deal, but if it's good enough to... bring him in, I'll pay it. $17 million for 1 year. That's not a bad offer. And then running backs. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys before we get like crazy into signing these guys. I did go through the original roster, like back on. I loaded it up on a save, and I went through it, the teams and stuff. And there were some key guys that I noticed that weren't in this roster. So what I'm gonna do is. Every year at the draft, I'm going to, obviously off camera, I'm going to create a few of these guys, these legends that were left off the roster or just didn't make it to the roster. so that they get put in the game and in the save. They just happen to be in the draft class and it's going to be the real draft class, like Trevor Lawrence will be in this year's draft class and Justin Fields, and it's going to be that draft class, but it'll have some legends like, I think one of the guys left off was, let me check right here, Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka was not in this roster, or Brian Urlacher, Earl Campbell wasn't in this roster, so guys like that, you'll see throughout the seasons. And I'll mention who I'm bringing, who I'm creating, and who I've added to the draft class. So I just wanted to bring that up so that we can get those guys. It's a creative way to get those guys in here, because obviously we want them. They're Hall of Famers. We want them in here. So that's how I'm gonna get them into this save. And there's gonna happen to be. It won't be everybody in one draft class. That'll just ruin the purpose. So it'll be throughout the years. Throughout the 10 years, probably throughout the first 5 years, because there's not a crazy amount of them. So probably throughout the first 5 years, there will be little droplets of actual legends in the draft classes that you guys may notice, and I'll tell you guys. So I just wanted to throw that in there before we start signing a bunch of these guys. If you guys are wondering why I'm not like signing a bunch of like proven guys, it's probably because I'm going to end up drafting a guy at that position. So I just wanted to bring that up, but we do need another running back, because I'm probably going to either trade one of my running backs or just like move on from them. So I do kind of want to bring in one of these guys, but I don't know if I want to get into a bidding war with some of these guys. I don't know if it's really worth getting into a bidding war for one of these guys. Is there any good young not rookie, but young running backs down here that could probably grow throughout the years? Probably not, no. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is we go for possibly a Mark Ingram type, maybe a Kenyon Drake type, somebody who's a little bit older, but we can still get a few good years out of, because Melvin Gordon's going to get a little bit too much money. I don't really want to pay for Melvin Gordon. So maybe like a Mark Ingram, who's not asking for that much money. Kenyon Drake's asking for a little bit too much. But let's go in and see what Mark Ingram is looking for here. 3-year deal is fine, I guess. If we offer him $4 million and maybe I don't even know. 3 years, $19 million. What's that going to make us? I feel like that's a fair offer for Mark Ingram. $19 million. We have our fullback. We don't need a fullback. Wide receiver. We don't really need a wide receiver, but maybe we get one of these guys for trading purposes. You know how I like to cheese the system. So any of these guys want to sign that don't have any offers that are like decent overall? Randall Cobb could be a good trade piece, although he's 31. I don't think people would want him at 31. John Ross doesn't have any offers. We may be able to snag John Ross for a low baller. I'm gonna try it. 3 years, $16 million. See what that gets us. We may end up trading John Ross. We don't need a tight end. We don't need a left tackle. But then again, Andre Jackson it's Austin Jackson, excuse me, not Andre Jackson. Austin Jackson did have to fill in for Joe Thomas because Joe Thomas got hurt a little bit. So maybe we do need a better backup left tackle and just put Austin Jackson on the practice squad. I don't know. These guys that are in free agency aren't that much better than Austin Jackson. I mean, 71 overall is the highest overall for left tackle. So I think I'll keep Michael Jordan at the backup left guard. Center, Connor McGovern. Nick Martin. I'd keep Ted Karras. We do need a backup right guard. Wyatt Teller. I'll offer him something, I guess. Can't hurt to offer him. We'll offer him 10 years, or 2 years over 10 million. I don't need a right tackle, so. AJ Epinesa dominated, so we're going to keep him. Ryan Kerrigan's got some offers. And we've obviously got Reggie White, so we don't need any of these guys, I don't think. Nobody's looking that good. Defensive tackle, we could use a defensive tackle because who knows when either Sheldon Richardson gets hurt or possibly Danico Autry might not even come back from his injury. So I do want to go for one of these big time defensive tackles. The question is, do I go for Gerald McCoy, who's only got one offer in on him, but I could go for Linval Joseph, who's got 3 offers. Who's asking for more money? Gerald McCoy's getting less money. Linval's getting a little bit more. And obviously I could go down here and get like Malik Jackson. But if I'm going to get somebody that's older, I'd want to get somebody a little bit higher overall. So I'm probably thinking Linval, I guess. I'm not going to be able to get Brandon Williams. He's got too many. I don't really want Brandon Williams anyway. So I think I'm going to go in for Linval. I tried to trade for him last season after I saw that Danico got hurt. So let's go with this kind of offer. It's going to be a little bit pricey, but that's just the kind of business that we deal in right now. 2 years, 20 million. Let's see how that pushes us up. We're going to need to offer a little bit more. 2 years, 20 million. I'll offer a little bit more on the salary. There, 22 million. How's that? There we go. We should be pulling in Linval Joseph now. That's probably going to be our big splash signing. Right end. Everson Griffin's got some big offers in on him. Plus, he's going to cost a lot. And so is Leonard Williams. What are we thinking here? Are we thinking just draft somebody? That's what I'm probably thinking. Alden Smith and Julian Okwara are decent, I guess, but I don't really want to get into a battle with these guys. Vic Beasley. We do need another left outside linebacker. And JPP doesn't have any offers in him, so we might be able to lowball this man. Get him for the low. 3.5 million over 1 year. And then he can come in. Shaq Thompson, he played pretty well against me in one of the games, I remember. But he's probably going to cost too much. And there's a couple linebackers that I'm probably looking towards in the draft. So I may not even need any of these guys. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass on those guys. Anybody here that is decent? Nah, it doesn't look like it. How about corner? We could use a little bit of help on the corner spot, but William Jackson, LaMarcus Joyner, Jordan Lewis, Jimmy Smith, Bradley Roby has one offer in on him. Garyon Conley, Malcolm Butler. I would like to have Malcolm Butler just because he's a Patriot legend. I'll offer Malcolm Butler, see what we can get for him. We can get, obviously, the Lolo. 4.5 million for a year. We'll see how that works. And, I'll go for Garyon, too. A Buckeye, former Buckeye. We'll give him 2 years, 10 million. See how those two corners work out for us. What are we looking like for free safety? Not a lot of options. Deron Harmon, Adrian Phillips. I don't know. I'm not seeing much. I am not seeing much. strong safety. Maybe I can move one of my strong safeties to free safety. I don't know. Terrell Edmonds, Kenny Vaccaro, Jonathan Abram. Ooh, that might be a good one. I could take Jonathan Abram and then move him to free safety because he doesn't have any offers on him, and he fits our system. So, 4 years, a little bit too much for me. But I'll give you a decent amount of money. I'll give you 8.5 if I can find it. There we go. 2 years, 8.5. I don't know if he'll accept that or not. And then kicker, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing to get a kicker, but probably not right now. It'd just be a waste of a roster spot. So that is everybody that we're probably going to offer. We got Mark Ingram, Linval Joseph, John Ross, probably only for a trade bait. Garyon Conley, Ryan Tannehill, Malcolm Butler, Jonathan Abram, Jason Pierre-Paul, and Wyatt Teller. So we fill in some much needed spots. But I mean, obviously we got the draft too. I don't have a lot of draft picks, so that's going to be a problem too. I do have 2 first-round picks, so that's going to be very helpful. All right, we got Conley accepts, perfect. JPP accepts. Malcolm Butler accepts. Linval accepts. Tannehill accepts. Teller accepts. John Ross accepts. Ingram accepts. Abram accepts. And we got that scout that I offered. So, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Was that everybody? My negotiation. Yeah, we got everybody in that one signing. Perfect. So we got some depth pieces now. We got another quarterback, which is perfect. We'll probably just move Jalen Hurts down to the practice squad if we can. If not, we'll just release him, I guess. And then we got another good running back. There's some decent running backs in the draft class that I'm going to use. So we might just draft one of them if I can. What else we got in here? We got John Ross for trading. That'll be good. Plus Josh Cribbs. We could use Josh Cribbs as trade bait too. Maybe to get some other picks. I don't think there's anybody else that I need to sign. Let me quickly check. I don't think I want to sign anyone else. It's not looking that good for signing people. Wide receivers they got some decent guys here, but I mean, if nobody's bidding them, then obviously nobody's gonna probably want to trade for him. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut in the video because the scout, as you can see, the Scout College Players is up now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the 4 or 5, however many guys I decide to create in this draft class, and then I will cut back to when I'm done with that, obviously, and then I'll show you guys who I've created and what they look like and all that kind of stuff. So just hang tight. It's not going to be that long for you. It'll be like a snap of the finger, like boom, and then it's done. But that's how it's going to be. So I'll see you guys there, and I'll snap my fingers one more time just to let you guys know that it is done right now. And we're back. So I've gotten the college players created, and I did a little bit more than I said I was going to do just because I got kind of carried away. But I will show you guys. Oh, and I've done a little bit of scouting. Well, I haven't done scouting. I had auto scouting on. But I'll show you guys my draft board. This is what I'm looking like here. I'm just keeping tabs on some of these guys just to see what happens with them. But as you can probably notice already, there's some unfamiliar names in this year's draft class. We've got Roger Staubach, who is going to be our first created player added to this roster. It's crazy how he wasn't already in the game, but it's all right. Captain America is here. He is going to be from Navy, as he always is, and he's probably projected to be like a top 5 pick. I'm thinking I'm taking him with our 5th overall pick, because we have the 5th overall. I don't know if I ever mentioned that to you guys. We have the 5th overall pick. I traded for that. Well, I mentioned that we had the 7th overall pick because I mentioned that in a video, but I don't think I mentioned that it moved up to the 5th pick. So we have the 5th pick in the draft, and Trevor Lawrence will probably be gone by the 5th pick. So if Trevor Lawrence is gone, I'm probably taking Roger Staubach because we don't have a quarterback. We need a quarterback. Rex Grossman, Sexy Rexy, he is here. He is a late first rounder projected. Sexy Rexy out of Florida. Jake the Snake Plumber. Jake the Snake Plumber is here out of Arizona State. And those are the only quarterbacks that I added to this roster. Of course, we got Justin Fields and Trey Lance and Jamie Newman, KJ Costello, Kyle Trask, all the other ones. But these guys are just the ones that I'm interested in the draft board. So moving on to a running back, we have obviously the main guys, Travis Etienne, Chuba Hubbard, Master Teague, Najee Harris, and then we got the man who sadly passed away earlier this year. Well, actually earlier, maybe like a month ago or something by the time this video goes up. R.I.P. Gale Sayers, rest in peace, my man. But we put you in the game out at Kansas, running back, probably going to be my pick unless I go and decide to get Tony Dorsett, who we also have here. Tony Dorsett and Gale Sayers are definitely options unless I may decide to go for Chuba Hubbard. I don't know. I've always liked Chuba Hubbard, or maybe Master Teague. I don't know. I don't know who I'm going to take. And then we have Sean Alexander out of Alabama. Everybody knows him, former running back of the Seattle Seahawks back before they were good. And then we have Earl Campbell, the man with the thickest thighs sport has ever seen. And he's probably a steal of the draft. I couldn't get I didn't want to make him too good because I felt like that would be cheating. But that's why he's an undrafted. I didn't make him bad by any means. I just didn't reorder him in the editing. I didn't reorder him to be a projected draft pick. So maybe I can get a sneaky little cheese right there and cheese the system and steal Earl Campbell. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Fullback, we got Lorenzo Neal out of Fresno State. One of the best fullbacks in the draft. Probably the best, to be honest. And the funny thing is, I'll go to defensive tackles real quick. And here's his kid. His kid's in the draft as well. So, and you get a little sneak peek of somebody else that I added into there. But we've got the dad and his kid in the same draft class. How weird is that? Moving on to wide receiver, we got Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, Rashad Bateman, Rondale Moore. Obviously, Chicago Bears. People who watched the Chicago Bears series last year understand why Rondale Moore is such a legend in that series. Chris Olave, and then we move on to Percy Harvin, the speed demon himself, ran a 4.48 in the combine. Brandon Marshall, 6'5", 232 out of UCF, and then Charleston Rambo from Oklahoma. I didn't create him. He was in the draft class. I just thought I'd mention his name. Moving on to tight end, we have Kyle Pitts out of Florida, Pat Freiermuth, Brevin Jordan, Jeremy Rucker, and the coach, Mike Ditka. Don't know how he wasn't in the roster as well. Then we have these 3 left tackles that I'm looking at right now, but none of them I created. Mike Munchak, former left guard for the Oilers, I'm pretty sure. Now he's a coach in the league, I think for the Steelers. I'm not 100% sure where he's at right now. He used to be the head coach for the Titans, I think. I'm pretty sure. But he's in the game, or he's in the roster now. We got Wyatt Davis and Trey Smith. Olin Kruetz, one of my favorite offensive linemen of all time. Played for the Bears in the early 2000s. I used to get him in all of my fantasy drafts when I used to play on old Madden games. He is one of my favorite centers of all time, and just one of my favorite football players of all time. And he's a good dude too. So he's in this roster. Right guards, I don't have anybody. And then I have this dude who's a real life guy. I only have him on here because he's 6'9", 400 pounds. 6'9", 400 pounds. Let me say that again. 400 pounds. 4 bills. He's 4 Ben Franklins. That's 4 Ben Franklins right there. And he ran. Look at over in the combine. I'm pointing like you can see my hand. Look at over at the combine. He ran a 4.93. At 400 pounds, this dude is a monster. He's a steal. He's not even a real life human being. That's a fictional character right there. 400 pounds, and he ran a 4.9. Is that right? Yeah, 4.9. Holy God. Gregory Rousseau, probably one of the top 5 picks in the draft this year, in real life and in this save as well. We've got Tyreek Smith and Big Cat Bryant. I only have Big Cat Bryant on here because I like his name. Then we have Richard Seymour. Richard Seymour. He has 317, 6'6", 20 years old. Didn't really do much in the combine, but that's understandable. Not really many options at left outside linebacker. A lot of the guys that I was looking at that wasn't on the roster were all like middle linebackers. So I definitely am going to put all those middle linebackers in the game, but I would like to have a little bit of options with outside linebackers that aren't just like real life draft picks that are coming up in the future. So if you guys have any suggestions of outside linebackers, either left or right, that I may have missed or just forgotten about through time and my bad memory, then you guys can definitely let me know down below if you've noticed anybody that you think should be in this roster from what I've shown you guys. Then you guys can definitely let me know down below if I've forgotten anybody, because I certainly have. I guarantee it. But these guys are the outside linebackers for the left side. And here we go to the middle linebacker, probably the most depth besides wide receiver. We have Dylan Moses and Chaz Surratt, and then we get to James Laurinaitis, one of my favorite Ohio State Buckeyes of all time. James Laurinaitis, obviously, if you don't know, the son of the late, great Road Warrior Animal. Or, excuse me, Road Warrior Hawk? Road Warrior Animal. Which Road Warrior is it? It's Animal, right? Yeah, it's Road Warrior Animal. Duh, I'm stupid. He is the son of the late, great Road Warrior Animal, who just passed away earlier this month, I think, as well. Well, depending on when this video comes out. It's been a month, maybe 2 months, I don't know. But he is in this, and so is his running mate, A.J. Hawk, the Hawkman, former Green Bay Packer, Cincinnati Bengal, won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. He is in this roster as well. Then we've got these guys down here, Tuff Borland. Micah Parsons, top 5 pick in the draft, is here. I'm probably going to take him. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I'll be able to. I really want Micah Parsons, but I don't think I'll be able to, because I'm going to take Roger Staubach with my fifth overall pick. So I don't think I'm going to... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Drop my controller. I don't think I'm going to be able to take Micah Parsons unless I trade up from the 32nd, because you can see right there my projected picks. I have the 32nd pick in the in round 1, so Micah Parsons will be gone by then. Sean Wade is somebody else that I want to take. I want to try and get Sean Wade, but I probably won't be able to. And I didn't have any strong safeties or free safeties or corners that I added into this. The middle linebackers are the last guys that I added. So if you if you guys have any corners or free safeties or strong safeties, any DBs at all that I may have missed and forgotten about over the years that you want to see in this Legends roster, then leave them down below in the comment section, and I will definitely put them in here at some point throughout the 10 years that we go. So that is everybody that I've added here, and that's my draft board if you guys didn't know already. But I think we can move closer to the draft because, as I said before I cut to create all those guys, I don't think I'm going to be signing any more free agents. I don't think there's anybody else here that I would really need. Jordan Love still hasn't signed anywhere. That's interesting. I don't think there's anybody else here that I would really want, even for trade bait. So I think I'm just going to continue to simulate, and then I'll probably just see you guys at the draft. All right, so I figured I'd pull you guys back in for the recap of free agency just to show you guys where some of the big name free agents went. There really wasn't any big name free agents that went in this in this class. But some of the league signings, Gordon went with the Browns, Williams to the Ravens, Tevin Coleman to the Vikings, Kenyon Drake to the 49ers, Gerald McCoy to the Texans, William Jackson to the Ravens. So a lot of the Ravens picks, a lot of 49ers free agent signings. So obviously we know my signings, but some of the notable guys that are still here, Randall Cobb. I knew all these wide receivers would make it. Nobody wants these wide receivers. I might be able to cheese the system in the offseason or in the preseason and be able to get some draft picks for him. But, nobody wanted Andy Isabella. That's a little bit shocking. I thought that somebody would want him. He's a little speed demon. But those are some of the guys that are still left in free agency. I may be able to sign them in the preseason and cheese the system and get some good draft picks out of them. But for right now, that's what they're looking like. And I want to try and get Micah Parsons. I don't know how high up in the draft I'm going to have to try and trade for. But as you can see, I have more draft picks. I traded a lot of my free agents that I signed to get more draft picks because I want to draft a lot of these young rookies that I created. So so that's what I'm going to be doing. I want to have a lot of options. So I got my picks back, and I have 2 first-round picks, and I want to see how high I'm going to have to go up in the draft. I don't think I'm going to be able to get Micah Parsons. I think I'm just going to have to put that out of my mind. I'm not going to be able to get Micah Parsons because I don't really want to trade any of my other picks for Micah Parsons or for a higher pick, and then if I do that, then he may just go in like the 2nd overall pick or something. Like, who knows? So we have the 5th pick. Hopefully Roger Staubach is still there at the 5th pick. If not, we'll just, I guess, take another quarterback. But that's the plan. We'll take Roger Staubach with the 5th overall pick. Let's start the draft. Start drafting.
The Colts are now on the clock.
The Colts have the first pick in the draft. We are going to obviously pause the draft and then skip to next pick. Who they take? They took Penei Sewell. So I don't know how to say his name. Sorry if I butchered it. But Trevor Lawrence does not go number 1 overall. That's a little bit interesting. The Jets will take Gregory Rousseau. Trevor Lawrence getting passed up. Is he really going to fall to me? We had Trevor Lawrence in the Bears draft or in the Bears series. Do I even take Trevor Lawrence if he's here? Jamar Chase. Trevor Lawrence getting passed up. The 4th overall pick, the Detroit Lions take Patrick Surtain. Trevor Lawrence is here. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe, and my battery's low on my controller. I cannot believe Trevor Lawrence is still here, and so is Micah Parsons. Interesting turn of events here. I cannot believe that Patrick Surtain got taken, but ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Lawrence is here. But do we take Trevor Lawrence or do we take Roger Staubach? I want to take Staubach because I want a legend quarterback, and we had Trevor Lawrence in the Bears series, so I don't want to take him. I don't want to have him 2 years in a row. That'd just be boring. And Roger Staubach's here, so let's take Roger Staubach out of Navy. Captain America, come to Buffalo.
Are now on the clock.
He is a 71 overall. He's got hidden development. We've taken him. It's happening. Roger Staubach is here. He's going to be our starter from day 1, probably. Next pick, Dylan Moses goes to the Chiefs.
The Browns.
Alex Leatherwood to the Saints. Trevor Lawrence still getting passed up. Caleb Farley to the Browns. Sean Wade to the Jets. That sucks. I kind of wanted Sean Wade, but I knew I wasn't going to get him. Micah Parsons to the Bengals. So 2 of my picks are gone already.
The Steelers.
Wyatt Davis to the Packers. And I hate that this is how I have to do it because they won't show. Madden, for some reason, doesn't show you who every team picks unless you do it this way. So Marvin Wilson to the Steelers.
The Raiders are now on the
Creed Humphrey to the Bucks.
The Chargers.
Kyle Pitts to the Raiders. That sucks.
The Falcons.
Devonta Smith to the Chargers. I did not want to do that. Trevor Lawrence still there. He might slip. We might get some trade bait out of Trevor Lawrence.
The 49ers.
Aiden Hutchinson to the Falcons.
The Giants.
Jevon, I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Jevion? I don't know. Holland to the 49ers.
The Cowboys.
Pat
are now on the
Fryermuth
clock.
to the Giants.
The Bills are now on the clock.
Devonta Brown, oh, did I skip? Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. And Trevor Lawrence is still here. So is Justin Fields. So it looks like with a Legends draft, nobody needs a quarterback, really. So that's probably why these quarterbacks are falling, and all the other skill positions are not. Chuba Hubbard is still here with the 32nd pick. I'm thinking of taking him, maybe getting Gale Sayers later in the draft. We don't need a fullback, so Lorenzo Neal can just go away if he even gets drafted. Rondale Moore. We had Rondale in the last thing. It makes me think I don't want to take him. I really want Chris Olave. But is it too early to take Chris Olave? I mean, we're the 32nd pick. Let me just keep going down the thing. Mike Dick is still here. Munchak's still here. Cruets is still here. The right tackle's gone. I was probably going to take him. Seymour's still here. The linebackers are still here. All the middle linebackers are still here, so that's good. Sante Samuel's still here. All right, so do I take Chris Olave? Or is it too early to take him? Is anybody else rated number 1 overall? Or is anybody else... I can't speak. Is anybody else rated as a first-round draft pick? These guys are rated as third-round draft picks. I think I'm going to take Olave. We had Rondale Moore in the Bears draft, so I want to get some new guys. And we can get a speed guy like Percy Harvin in the 3rd round. So I'm going to take Chris Olave. I don't think it's reaching that much. They probably will say that it's reaching, but let's take Chris Olave. Yeah, we reached on him, but I don't think we did. So that's the 1st round done. We have the 32nd pick in the 2nd round, and I'm going to skip to next user pick. I can't believe I did that in the first place. I was going to try and watch him for the 1st round. Lawrence and Fields still here, making it to the 2nd round. Chuba's gone, along with the other dude. But we still have Alexander and Campbell that we can go steal later in the draft, which I'm probably going to do. But do I want to get Gale Sayers? Probably. We need a running back. And Percy's gone. Okay, so Percy went in the 3rd round, or the 2nd round. Interesting. And so is Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka's gone as well. Munchak is still here. Cruets is still here. What about my middle linebackers? Laurinaitis. I'm going to take James Laurinaitis.
The Colts are now on the clock.
82. Oh, he's ranked number 1. Wow. 82 overall, James Laurinaitis. That's a steal. All right, so we got James Laurinaitis in the 2nd round. Hopefully the rest of my guys are still here. We might have to go a little bit. Just do this. Lawrence finally gets taken by the Jets in the 3rd round. And Fields goes next to the Vikings.
The Titans are now on the clock.
Let's just quickly go through these. Gale Sayers goes to the Browns. AJ Hawk to the Browns.
The Bengals are
Najee Harris.
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Baron
The
Browning.
Raiders are now on the clock.
Slater.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
Olin Cruets goes to the Titans. Trey Lance to the
The
Falcons.
Giants are now on the clock. The Patriots.
Sexy
are now on
Rexy to the Cowboys.
The Bills are now on the clock.
Man. Bummer, bro. Big bummer. I cannot believe that my main man, Olin Cruets, got taken, bro. Wait, is Brandon Marshall here? He is still here. So we're in the 3rd round. I'm feeling Richard Seymour because I feel like he's going to get taken. So I got to take my man Richard.
The Panthers are now on the clock.
He is a 70 overall. Okay. We have pick 9 in the 4th round. So let's
The
just
Texans
quickly
are now on the clock.
not do that. I don't know if I'm happy about this draft or not. Because there's some guys that I kind of wanted to fall, but they
Jaguars are now
didn't.
on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Jake the Snake goes to the Dolphins. I don't know why that
The
reorder
Ravens
thing is
are now
stuck
on the
there.
clock.
If I go in here, will it fix? No, it's just glitched there, of course. Of course it is.
The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock.
Come on, don't take anybody
The
that I
Titans
want.
are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Bills are now
There
on
we
the
go.
clock.
Nobody's gone that I wanted, so that's perfect. And of course the hold to reorder. Okay, good. It's finally gone. Do I take Tony Dorsett? Or do I take Trey Sermon maybe? No, I'm gonna take these guys down here. So that'll be good. Brandon Marshall is still here. We do need another wide receiver. And now that Olin Kruetz is gone, I could take Mike Munchak. But I think I'm going to take Brandon Marshall. I feel like he's going to get taken at some point, and I don't want to miss out on Brandon Marshall. So let's take
The
him.
Bengals are
He
now
is
on
a
the clock.
69 overall with hidden development. All right. So let's skip.
The Packers
Keep an eye on
are
it.
now
Mike
on the clock.
Munchak goes the very next pick to the Bengals.
The Steelers are now on the clock. The Raiders are now
Zion
on the clock.
Johnson, Josh
The
Sills,
Falcons are now on the clock.
Ben Brown,
The
Jamie
Giants
Newman
are
to the
now on the clock.
Niners,
The Jaguars
Aaron
are now on the
Banks, Terrence Marshall Jr.,
Jaguars
Tony
are
Dorsett
now
to
on
the
the clock.
Texans.
clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Ravens
Trey
are now on
Sermon
the
still
clock.
hasn't gone yet.
The Texans are now
Pete
on
Warner to the Browns.
The Colts are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock.
Puka Williams to the
Titans
Vikings.
are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
All right, so we still got our guys here. We're in the 5th round? Yeah, we're in the 5th round. We still got all of our guys here that I figured would still be here. Earl Campbell, obviously, and Sean Alexander. But we need a 4th round pick, and I'm feeling Trey Sermon. And then again, I'm not feeling Trey Sermon because we're hopefully going to get both Alexander and Earl Campbell. So I don't need that many running backs. The only reason I would get Trey Sermon is probably to trade him. And I don't really want to waste a draft pick on him. Maybe we get Charleston Rambo? What kind of wide receivers are we looking at? Seth Williams is still here. Deep threat out of Auburn. Jeremy Ruckert is still here. We don't need a tight end. I was only going to get a tight end because of Ditka. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with you. There's no corners that I really want. Not this late in the draft. And I don't think there's any free safeties. Why is the reorder thing still here? It's so annoying. So we got our 5th round pick. Not really any options here. Let me go to the available. Let me go to quarterbacks real quick. Is there anybody here that I would consider trading? No, because nobody really needs quarterbacks in this league because everybody's got like a really good legend quarterback. So that's why Trevor Lawrence fell to like the 4th round. So what do I do? Do I take 3 straight running backs? Or do I take Sean Alexander just to make sure? Or do I take these guys just to make sure? Because, well, I'll probably take Sean Alexander because he still has a grade on him. Earl Campbell doesn't have a grade on him. He's undrafted. So he'll probably still be here. I'm going to take Sean Alexander just to guarantee that I have him.
Chargers are now on the clock.
There we go. I take Sean Alexander just to make sure that I have him. I don't want to risk it. Next pick. Trey Sermon goes the very next pick to the Chargers.
The 49ers are now on the clock.
All right. Anybody of
The
note?
Patriots are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bears
So our
are now
next
on the clock.
two
The
picks,
Broncos
Seth
are
Williams
now
just
on the
went.
clock. The Eagles are now on the clock.
Our
The
next
Colts are
two
now on the
picks
clock.
should be...
The Vikings.
Oh, Lorenzo Neal finally went to the Seahawks. That's not good. He was undrafted, projected undrafted. That means Earl Campbell could go at any
The
moment.
Lions are now on the clock.
Come on.
The Titans are now on the
Give me
clock.
some lady luck here.
The Browns are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock.
Jamar
The
Watson,
Dolphins are now on the clock. The
Dahlman,
Raiders are
Thompson, Johnson.
now on the clock. The Bills
Yes. Lady luck, baby. Give me some Earl Campbell.
The 49ers
And
are
he's
now
a
on the
76. I may have made him too good. 76. We got a steal in the 6th round.
The Giants are
Ross
now
is
on the clock.
gone. No, that's not what I wanted to do.
The Bills
There we go. Let's
are now
just
on
skip
the
to our
clock.
next user pick. I don't think anybody else is going to be going of note. All right. Charleston Rambo is still here. Jeremy Ruckert is still here. We don't need a tight end. Our defense looks pretty god-awful. We still have 2 more picks after this. I didn't realize that we had that many picks. So we're going to need some defense. But is there anybody on the defense that's any good? This may have to be where my expert scouting comes into play. I'm not seeing anybody on defense. This is kind of not the time to get defensive guys. And I'm not seeing any corners that I want to take. Is this Obi Melifon's brother? I didn't know he had a brother. If he did. If not, that's a weird coincidence that they have the same name. And I hate that the stupid reorder thing is still on the screen. Why? Alright, we got to make a decision here. Let's take Charleston Rambo with this pick. He was a 68 overall. Wow. That's pretty good. And then with our next pick, we'll take Lorenzo Neal
The
Jr.
Ravens are now on
if
the
he's not already taken.
The Bills are now on the clock.
All right, let's go. He is still here, so we'll take him.
The Colts are now on the
He
clock.
was a 66. That's gross. That's gross. Kyle Trask goes to the
Bills are
Vikings
now on
finally.
the clock.
All right. Round 7, pick 23. What do we do? What do we do? Any quarterbacks? Sam Ellinger? Kellen Mond? Running backs? Maybe we passed up on. Wide receivers that I may have passed up on? Probably not. It doesn't look like it. Tight ends? No, not really. Left tackles? We would really need a right tackle is what we need. So maybe there's somebody here. Who's got the highest combine grade out of everybody? 6.1 down here. Tim Arthur and Mitch Core. What a name. Ben Petrula. I may just take a flyer on Ben Petrula, because I'm not seeing anything else for draft picks. So let's go to Ben Petrula. He's 6'4". Oh, Ben. 6'8" for Alex Booth. Is there anybody like monstrous like that dude I was scouting? 6'8", 321 for Alex Booth. You know what? Let's take you. Let's take you. Oh, God. 58 overall. Gag me with a spoon. That's disgusting. Why would he be 58 overall? Just quit your day job if you're 58 overall. All right. Draft recap. We've got Roger Staubach, our quarterback of the future. At least for right now. Man, I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't take Trevor Lawrence. I probably should have at the end. No, not when I'm gonna start Roger Staubach, but I meant like because he went in the 4th round, so we could have taken him and then maybe traded him or something. Roger Staubach and Chris Olave were my 2 first-round picks. Then we got James Laurinaitis, Richard Seymour, Brandon Marshall, Sean Alexander. Steal of the draft probably is Earl Campbell, Charleston Rambo, Lorenzo Neal Jr., and Alex Booth. But this man is a Garbaggio, so we are going to... Goodbye. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have wasted your time, but you're just trash. I can't have a 58 overall on my team. All right, so these guys will all grow very, very well. So that's our draft recap. I may need to trade for some of those guys. I don't know. I don't think we have to adjust the roster at all. I think we're good. Roger Staubach will be our starter from day number 1. Screw Ryan Tannehill. He's our backup. So Staubach will be our starter. That's a lot of running backs. I'm probably going to trade Nyheim Hines or Zach Moss. Obviously, we got Mike Allstott, wide receivers. Looking pretty good. Probably going to trade Paris Campbell and maybe T. Higgins. Maybe Josh Cribbs gets traded. I don't know. We're going to keep Chase Claypool, Chris Olave, Brandon Marshall, and then Charleston Rambo for right now. Tight ends looking fine. Left tackle's looking fine. Left guard's looking fine. Center's looking fine. Right guard's looking fine. Right tackle's looking fine. Oh, this is fine. This needs some work. That's a lot of defensive tackles. You're going to go on practice squad probably. Both of you will probably go on the practice squad, and I'll keep Seymour up here with the boys. That needs some work. Middle linebackers, good now that we got Laurinaitis. I was hoping to get Hawk too because I was going to play Hawk at left outside linebacker, but he went too early. That's a scary 1-2 punch right there. James Laurinaitis and Lawrence Taylor. Who was my middle linebacker last year? Why could I not remember who it was? Who was my middle linebacker? It wasn't Thomas Davis, I don't think, right? Was it Thomas Davis? Did I have him playing middle linebacker? I don't remember, honestly. I'm going to have to look back. I cannot remember who my middle linebacker or my free safety. I don't even remember who my free safety was. But our corners are looking okay. Especially with the additions of Garyon Conley and Malcolm Butler. They're looking a lot better now. Free safety's okay. And then strong safety's fine. Kicker. We're going to need a kicker at some point. We are going to need a kicker at some point. That is for sure. But I don't think I need to change positions on anybody, so I think I'm just going to advance to week number 1 of the preseason. All right, we're back here in preseason week number 1. Let me quickly check the free agency before I end the video, because I want to get an idea of who I'm going to be trading to other people for draft picks. All right, it looks like there's a decent amount of people that I'm going to be trading for, so or going to be signing and then trading. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the next kind of quote-unquote episode. It's going to be the off-camera, but it's technically recorded, so it's on camera. Free agent or off-season stuff, kind of preseason stuff. So it's just basically, if you guys don't know, it's basically just me not really commentating that much. It's just me, what I would do if I wasn't being recorded, if I wasn't doing an actual video. It's just basically me, what I would do off camera, just like cheese the system and sign free agents and trade them for draft picks and kind of move around the roster and stuff like that. That's basically what I do in the preseason of every franchise. So in this one, you guys just get to see it. So that's what's going to be coming up in the episode after this, and then the episode after that will be week number 1. It looks like against the Dolphins again. That kind of sucks. I may simulate week number 1 and play the Texans just so we get some variety in who we play each and every year. I do quickly want to look at the schedule. What do we got up on the schedule for this year? It looks like regular season. Yeah, like I said, we'll probably play the Texans because we played the Dolphins twice. We played the Dolphins. Well, I know we played the Dolphins in back-to-back episodes, so I don't want to play them again. So we may play the Texans in week 2. And then it looks like we got a home game either against the Broncos, the Falcons, or the Patriots. Or the Buccaneers or Ravens, I guess. But wait, is our final game? Our final game is against the Jets. We always play the Jets. So I don't want to play the Patriots. So we'll either play, you know what? We'll play the Broncos on Sunday night. That sounds good, because that's a home game. And then it looks like we'll just have to play the Jets on week 17, because I'm not going to miss out on the opening game of the week and then the final game of the week. That's definitely not going to happen. So that's looking like the schedule for this upcoming season. That's going to be in this episode, though. I hope you guys did enjoy the free agency and the draft. If you guys did, make sure to smash like on the video, hit the notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!